Hey guys, welcome again to another reaction video. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke, and today's one, my dog snored. No, but welcome everyone to another video here. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke, and today's one we're going to be watching Paradox Pokemon Battle Royale, as I just recently got a follower there. So, before we start the video, I'm already aware what this is because I've already watched terminal montage videos. Now before we watch this one, I'm gonna go at some few things we're gonna start with before we start this little reaction. And today's one we're gonna be looking at the Paradox Pokemon and the Future Paradox, which by the way, this is gonna be a battle royale, so which means one of them can lose, one of them can win. So before we do anything, let's have a look into it. So we have plenty of Pokemon before we can start today's one. This is a little bit different than normally I would go with a reaction. So we got about 22, pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 different Paradox Pokemon in the game. Now, looking at right here already, there are potential many ways this battle royale could end up. And we have the likes of Great Tusk, Screamtail, Brute Bonnet, Fluttermane, Slitherwing, Sandy Shocks, Roaring Moon, Koraidon, Walking Wake, Gouging Fire, and Raging Bolt from Pokemon Scarlet, or aka the Paradox in the past. And then we got the future Pokemon being Iron Treads, Iron Bundle, Iron Hands, Iron Jugglers, Iron Moth, Iron Thorns, Iron Valiant, Miraidon, Iron Leaves, Iron Boulder, and Iron Crown. So, now, this is going to be, actually let me just check. Yeah, I was on. Okay, my microphone was on. Okay, so I didn't want to do this reaction without having my microphone on. So looking at there are many potential ways which Pokemon obviously is the best, obviously. I've actually checked plenty of ways this battle royale can end up, and by looking of each Pokemon stats, the abilities, which by the way, yes, the past Pokemon has only one ability and future as well, but the legendary boxes has their own ability. So I already looked it up and I've already predicted there are plenty of ways this could end up, but I'm already going to predict there are a few Pokemon who's going to lose this battle royale already right off the bat. Being Great Tusk, Screamtail, pretty sure, because, well, its bulk is pretty okay, but it's not the best, I'm pretty sure. Brute Bonnet, Slitherwing, Sandy Shocks, all the Gen 2 box legendaries, Iron Treads, Iron Hands even has amazing health and attack. I just don't think it's going to be capably able to withstand the whole thing. So that's that. And then we got Iron Jugglers, Iron Moth, Iron Thorns, and then we got the other Iron, Pokemon being Leaves, Boulder, and Crown, which lead things me personally think Miraidon, Iron Valiant, Iron Bundle, Koraidon, Roaring Moon, and Fluttermane is going to win. One of the 6 is potentially by far the most compatible Pokemon that people love to run anyways. Now, the question is, who is the best one to do it? Yeah, I'm sorry, I know. So, by looking at this, I'm already predicting there are 2 potential Pokemon who's going to be withstanding the most. Being Fluttermane, having that busted choice spec compatible special attack, being 135 special attack, being very broken, but has that 55 health and defense, which means 1 physical attack. It's not going to be able to withstand as much. Now, Roaring Moon is, however, also another compatible one, being that Dragon Dance classic set. So most people obviously run that, and you know, it's already pretty busted anyways. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna all use standard level caps and not like TMs and HM, obviously. So Leading with that one probably is not gonna last as much as the other legendary box, but I think Koraidon might handle the likes of Roaring Moon, potentially. I'd love to see Roaring Moon potentially destroy Koraidon, but I don't know if it can. I mean, they also obviously going to use like Pokedex Sentry and some Pokemon stuff, obviously. Koraidon has that ability, Ocean Scum, obviously. You could definitely want to say that. And also has that signature move, Collision's Course, which is a boost, deals 1.33 damage if it's super effective. Now, plenty of Pokemon has their weaknesses, being obviously weak to fighting, being Root Bonnet, Roaring Moon, let's see here, Iron Treads, not sure if Jugless considers as a weakness as much, Iron Thorns, definitely, Crown, and Boulder. As for also similar to Miraidon, having that broken Electro Drift, similar as Koraidon, but is Electric type, being only good against Walking Wake, Bundle, Jugglis. You don't actually, no, actually, don't think about it. Then again, there's not many Pokemon that's really super effective against all the paradoxes from the past and the future. So Miraidon might have a little problem, but incompatibly, a lot of players use Miraidon, and being that Electric type, only has that one few weakness, that only have that one problem, ground types. And then if there's no ground types on your opponent's team, hard drone engine with Electro Drift, it's donezo. And for Iron Valiant, my boy Valiant, it's not a Gallade, but I still love Valiant. I'm probably going to share for him for this battle, but that's just a little thing I'm just going to say. So, compared to all of them, by looking at their stats and obviously the potential chance of winning, I think Flutter Mane. Oh yeah, also I haven't talked about Bundle, but Bundle is fast, hits pretty good, but it's not super broken, so I think Bundle might not win this one either. Having that obviously Ice type, being that very good against 1, let's see here, 2, 3, 4. Oh, then again, it's water, so it's technically neutralized, actually, that one, but yeah. Wait, how many was it? Was it 1, 2, oh, actually 3, that one actually counts, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that one gives you a lot of potential, actually bundle winning also, but we're obviously going to look for the most potential chance. So for this vote, I'm sort of leaning towards Miraidon is going to win this battle still, but if we're looking for the highest potential chance, I think Flutter Mane is going to win. Being Ghost and Fairy has a lot of good potential coverage, and having that high special attack, I just think Flutter Mane might actually win this one. Now think about it. What do you think? What do y'all predict? You know what? Before this battle even starts, I want you to do in the comments when this uploads. I want you to put the vote who you think or who you thought is going to win. Simply because I don't want people to say who the actual winner is. So you're not allowed to skip. You're not allowed to do that. No. Just pick the one you absolutely think was going to win, since we don't want people to just skip to the end and just say who is the winner. So because I haven't seen it, and I want to make sure everyone is clear that these are only all of them. These are all of the Paradox Pokemon. So that's clarified. All right. And without further ado, we're also gonna watch the explanation also, so everyone can be clear. Because I kind of also want to curious who's actually why the Pokemon won. So without further ado, people, it is time to watch Paradox Pokemon Battle Royale, and yeah, I'm just gonna see what is gonna happen. So my vote seems to be leaning towards Flutter Mane, but if Miraidon potentially if Miraidon wins, that's it. So then again, I don't even know if Miraidon might win, but who knows? Who do you all predict that? Let me know in the comments below who you pick And let's see what this result end up. So yeah, my prediction is Blood Remain, but I'm sort of thinking Marida might have a chance this one. Alright. Oh. A lot of Master Balls.
Glorious freedom!
This is a bit hard. That's Sandy Shot, Aging Bolt. Yep.
Wow! Look at the scenery! My blaster could use field calibration.
Okay. Alright.
I found some local wildlife.
Sorry guys, ads. Ads was annoying me.
Yes, folks, thrilled to the most exciting fight of the pre-Cambrian era.
Fade away.
Now, juggling stuff down quickly.
And now we bear witness to Scream Tail, supported by an ultra-lightweight, air-filled skeleton.
Okay. Oh my god, what did you do? Oh, bye, Valiant. Uh-oh. There's the two Volcarona lines. Oh, the paradox of the Volcarona line.
Are you still there?
Yes.
I blame myself.
Nani? Okay. Damn. Alright then. Uh-oh.
Reverse charges, tail swipes, and aggressive kicks. And she has another special piece
Special
of
attacking the
equipment.
attack is terrible, but it's oh. Valiant.
Time to try more singing. A lesson learnt.
And
Am I glad he's frozen in there and that we're out here and that he's the sheriff?
The blaster balls
you're right,
taste good.
Shaggy.
I just remember we're in there and that we're both out here and that...
Okay, switching to stealth mode.
Oh. That's for those two. Here's Sandy Shot.
Help! Team Swift!
Oh.
Initiating growling sound effects.
Hey, you think you can run away? You have 55 space? Okay. Excuse me? Don't think that how it works. mirrors if I was wondering. Yeah, rolling moves with Rhino is actually pretty good fun. Oh. Good for those three. No bar.
Wow, I'm floating.
You are floating.
Fights are always tricky, especially over open water. For these ancient adversaries in these conditions, the battle will be resolved not by surprise, but by strategy.
Bundle and Rhino.
I won't let anyone destroy me.
Yeah, this is the thing. Oh, Corpse Drive.
I'm faster than you.
Alright, this is insane. Green tail, wait. Up. Did Butterfly just went down?
You aim like your optics are malfunctioning.
Nope.
Is that a bird? Oh, it's the Viking.
Yeah, no way. Table. Use me? No, don't struggle. Oh yeah.
Is that the best you've got?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah! How did it? I guess I was right.
Seems like cheating, but okay. And now I'm sure you're wondering what that was all
Okay.
about. Like, why was Slitherwing glowing? What was going on with the Iron Swords and Proto Beasts? Why was Iron Hand so scared? And why those four in the end? Well, I'll tell you in my video report, which is over here, in this corner.
I probably will
I think I
watch
can reach it. Hey, can you give me a boost with your mouse friend? Like click or tap here.
it. Don't worry, I will.
Oh wait, is that a Sableye? Nice choice, nice choice. Also not a mouse, I need glasses.
Okay. I was kind of wondering how would I have done, but I guess it was correct. Correct. No. Correct now. It was close at least, but yeah. Now there is something at the end. I've already seen plenty of the other battle royales, how they do. Like they bring like these two megas. Apparently, like these, there was like a Mega Mawwell and Bisnet and Baby Kangaskhan at the end. I've already seen those, but it's like I've not showed it on YouTube, so kind of see. Here's that Sudowoodo. What is Sudowoodo? Huh?
parallel universes.
What? Alright then. Well, that was... I guess that was something. Alright, well, I guess we'll see what the explanation is.
The past is already gone, lost, and the future doesn't exist. All we can truly do is embrace the gift that is now. That is why it is called the present. That's what I'd say if I wanted to sound profound. But hey, if we got all of the Paradox Pokemon into one enclosed space, say Blueberry Academy, and then had them fight Battle Royale style, who would last the longest? Who would be the most likely to win? And why? Well, I helped write the Paradox Pokemon Battle Royale over on the Terminal Montage channel, and in this video, I'm going to explain some of what happened in said battle, and then explain why the winners are who they are. So kick back, grab a snack, and watch it again, with me. I love the SpongeBob transition. So remember, while Area 0 is the center of Paradox and Terrestrialization shenanigans, the core up in Blueberry Academy is made of the same crystal dirt stuff from there. That's why you can still terrestrialize there. We took a creative liberty and had the time machine malfunction so bad, it sends the caught Paradox Pokemon here. All in Master Balls because that's what they're all in. So Violet's future Paradox Pokemon are all various types of robots, droids, androids, cyborgs, xenobots, autonomous vehicles, etc. More details in our video explaining all of their lore here, but we had fun with this referentially and made the adorable and tiny Iron Moth a turret from Portal, as Iron Moth is able to shoot its feet forward like bullets and also it's tiny. Iron Bundle, who honestly is already pretty comic reliefy thanks to its whole concept, mannerisms, and animations, is a Star Wars battle droid. Iron Treads is an old Windows PC and a Roomba, or maybe that vacuum from Teletubbies. Iron Jugulis is seen hiding in a cave and looking out.
Oh my god, okay. Dude, that is honestly a good, that is actually a good secret. Guys,
Star Wars battle droid. Iron
my
Treads is
childhood was in this video.
old Windows PC and a Roomba, or maybe that vacuum from
I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but then again, I kind of didn't. I mean, they kind of do look kind of almost, but at the same time, I wasn't aware that was actually gonna. You know what? This was definitely a 10 out of 10 because of it.
Teletubbies. Iron
Knew
Jugulis
his
is
name.
seen hiding in a cave and looking out, making
Speaking of which, who's your favorite childhood? What was it?
it appear as a silhouette, and thus with its two puppet-looking hands, references the Mystery Science Theater 3000 trio, which has two puppet robots. They are commentating on the pre-Cambrian era fight that they are seeing, as Fluttermane and Roaring Moon are both past Paradox Pokemon from millions upon millions of years ago. But now here comes Iron Thorns, who's just a Mecha Kaiju, a Mecha Godzilla, a Mecha Bemular.
Yeah.
Jugulis insults Thorns, so Thorns destroys Jugulis, but not before Jugulis launches its puppety handheads at Thorn's face, which it is known to do. Automated combat. Koraidon and Great Tusk land with a large thud, and Koraidon lets out a dinosaur roar. You'll notice in this fight, none of the past paradoxes speak, while the futures do plenty. I mean, even Caveman didn't speak the same way that we think of speech these days. Brute Bonnet unga bungas about and is the battle's first fatality. The competitive and aggressive Koraidon saw its stupid face as an easy target, though Bonnet explodes into poisonous spores and toxic powder. Not the smartest move, Koraidon, it essentially just hurt itself, which is pretty in line with what it does. So did Brute Bonnet deserve to be the first fatality? Maybe. Someone had to be it.
There.
So the second slowest Paradox
I thought,
Pokemon...
I mean, Brute Bonnet was pretty much one of those Pokemon that was just an easy target. It didn't have the best stats anyways, and it was already pretty slow, so... I mean, compared to some of the other ones, I think it would be... I mean, I would have said like Slitherwing, Iron Moth, or the Donphan line would have probably be the easy target, but Brute Bonnet, I mean, it would have gone down anyways, so it made sense. I mean, it could have been an easy target anyway, so I'm okay with it. I would say yes.
Maybe. Someone had to be it. So the second slowest Paradox Pokemon that's also very rarely used in the meta and has very few type or lore advantages over the other Paradoxes? Yeah. Raging Bolt pops out of the water as that's where it likes to hang, and when Sandy Shocks gets out, they don't immediately fight. They have a sparky electric type connection, and Sandy Shocks happily hops into the water with Raging Bolt, not realizing how deep it is. Bolt's neck is long. The two Volcarona paradoxes are fighting. The fighting type Slitherwing is particularly combative, while Iron Moth, the extraterrestrial observational satellite, tries to avoid combat all it can. Its tiny body, less than a third the size of Slitherwing's, makes dodging Slitherwing's punches and kicks easy, and it can shoot back from afar. Eventually, Slitherwing uses its wings to double jump and slam down into the ground to release numerous spores into the air, obscuring Iron Moth's vision.
Are you still there?
And allowing Slither to get a good kick in, sending Moth straight into the terrarium's glass dome. Uh-oh. So Roaring Moon and Fluttermane are fighting. Roaring Moon is extremely aggressive and violent, being essentially an ancient mega salamence, while Fluttermane is a small and tricky ghost, vanishing to avoid Moon's attacks. Soon, Fluttermane fades away completely and hides behind Iron Thorns, who's currently eating the remains of Jugulus, causing Moon to attack and destroy Thorns to get to Fluttermane. But Thorns' ripped out thorns explode in Moon's hands. Bonus fun fact, some militaries are already in research and development for military robots that feed on other robots and corpses to recharge and repair themselves on the field. The future is fun.
And now,
So a lot of dinosaur media is in documentary format, right? So we have a few lines from David Attenborough's Prehistoric Planet series narrating over Screamtail. Though while the lines after the first one are all from Prehistoric Planet initially,
the actual voice in the battle is me, doing my best impression and putting the recording through a plethora of filters.
while just a headcanon-y theory, there are some suggestions that Iron Leaves is the steed of Iron Valiant, though not a very good one. Compared to the other future paradoxes, they both move very animatronically stiff. But based on the Violet book and Pokédex, Iron Valiant is a cruel robot built by a mad scientist who cuts down others without hesitation. So we made it observe its surroundings like the Terminator, which is doubly fitting as it's chasing Screamtail down and thus referencing this older meme format. Now caught, Screamtail's tiny little limbs can't help defend itself, but it can scream Agretsuko style! It's a puffy Majin Buu! This causes Iron Valiant sensors to go haywire and eventually be defeated. The sound waves make the terrarium glass crack even more. But Iron Hands is fun, right? A cyborg sumo wrestler with floating hands. It tries to use those hands to stop Great Tusk from charging at it, but in being electric hands and Tusk being ground type, Tusk doesn't care. Iron Hands flees and passes through several walls, which it's prone to do, apparently. But Tusk is quite weak to ice attacks, so it freezes solid when hit by Iron Bundle's blaster. Cue a caveman YouTube poop I hope people understand.
I just remembered we're in there and that we're frozen out here and that...
And more mouthing off. Just off screen, Slitherwing approaches, seeing Great Tusk as a fun next opponent. So Great Tusk begins to thaw out. While not fire type itself, Slitherwing is a paradox form of a particularly hot fire type, Volcarona, and Slitherwing can learn many fire type moves. It's even so hot that it can burn others and damage itself in the process. It can barely manage its own body heat. But before they can really fight, both get turned into roadkill by the bikers, Koraidon and Miraidon, who have been racing. Sandy Shocks has long, ridiculous, stretchy legs, which it uses to finally escape from the water. And in being a hair metal band reference, it screams choirically while magnetically pulling in everything around it, including the screws and bolts from the terrarium's dome, as well as the Violet Paradox Pokemon. Only those fast enough, like Iron Bundle, or heavy enough, like Iron Boulder, can escape. Iron Leaves activates its lightsaber leaf blades and destroys Sandy Shocks before it's too late.
Initiating growling sound effects.
Good old text-to-speech programs before AI. Iron Hands, being part fighting type, has no chance against the psychic type Iron Swords trio, so flees and runs into the proto-legendary beasts and holds out its hands like that one Jurassic World scene, but it lacks a third hand to stay safe. The Helldiver's automaton march is heard emanating from the Iron Swords, who, in essentially being the opposite of the original Swords of Justice, which stand for liberty and justice for all democracy Americana stuff, makes this very fitting as they kind of stand opposed to all that. Now, this for sure was a creative liberty that maybe the anime will do when it gets to them. They transform like Transformers and combine like many a Voltron or Power Rangers mecha and become the mysterious Paradox Pokemon seen in the Violet book, which merges all three of them. But two can play at that game. The Proto Beasts decide to give it a try too, and with a magical girly evolution effect, they achieve nothing. Actually, they can't actually do that, they are biological, but they can dream. The Iron Swords charge at the Proto Trio, Gouging Fire prepares its shield, so the swords change their target to Walking Wake, defeating it and Raging Bolt, and more of the terrarium's dome. Meanwhile, Koraidon and Roaring Moon get into a tussle. Moon takes a punch and then uses Frenzied Gouging, knocking Koraidon and itself out in the process. And the terrarium dome also. It begins to flood. Shrapnel from the dome lands on the swords, separating and defeating them and causing Iron Crown's check engine light to come on. And poor Gouging Fire cannot swim, but Walking Wake can run on water and perhaps even perfectly float when fainted. It's just a silly joke. So we reach the final four and the ultimate showdown. Miraidon, Iron Bundle, Fluttermane, and Screamtail.
Yeah,
I love
the
this
feature is
fight.
pretty
We
powerful.
got Iron Bundle mouthing off the whole time while dodging lightning as the fastest one here. Fluttermane tries to spook Screamtail, which backfires because he's screaming, which then messes with Miraidon and Bundle's sensors, causing more misses and more bad-mouthing. Bundle rockets up but accidentally runs into the invisible Fluttermane, then using its extendable neck, plays whack-a-mole with Miraidon, while Screamtail is avoiding Shadow Balls from Fluttermane. Screamtail then disables Fluttermane's Shadow Ball and encores it. A hilarious and terrible situation to be in. Miraidon gets pelted with snow, dodges, and then punches Iron Bundle like a rock'em sock'em robot and zaps it, sending electricity all the way up its neck and attacking all three of its opponents at once. And now, the big final attack. Everyone all at once prepares a move. Thankfully, Fluttermane's encore has ended. The attacks all come out, and... Wait, where's Fluttermane? Oh, it used Phantom Force! A move where it goes into another dimension to protect itself for a while, and then comes out for a big attack! It was safe from the three other attacks and finished off the gang in the end! What a sneaky little trickster! So now comes the big why with all this. As always, it's not easy. Even though you could mathematically say these stats, types, and moves make X Pokemon the strongest of the bunch, that doesn't take into account their personalities and demeanors, which has a huge impact. It also doesn't take into account a battle royale setting, or stats and things working differently in a non-turn-based system. But as always, we don't just look at the games, but the card game, the anime, and even manga. But in this case, Terminal and I have now caught up with these battle royales. There is not really much to go off of with these Pokemon. The anime hasn't really reached them, and they barely have cards, and there's only been one championship with them too. What's also tricky is we often look at how the Pokemon stand in the competitive metagame, which we still did here for sure, absolutely. But in limiting the battle to the Paradox Pokemon, it's difficult, because there are so few of them. And when looking at their standing in the meta, it's always them versus all the other Pokemon, not just them versus other Paradoxes. For instance, Fluttermane is super good in the metagame, which does contribute to why we showed it winning here. It was also one of the only 2 Paradox Pokemon used by the top 8 VGC quarterfinalists and above, being used in 6 out of the 8 teams. But one of the big reasons it's so good in the video game meta is because it's particularly good against other Pokemon common in the meta. So how does it do against other Paradox Pokemon specifically? Well, okay, I suppose. There's less data on that, though Smogon does specify it's particularly good against Miraidon and Koraidon. Those poor sandwich-loving dragons gotta fight this ghost fairy. That is an extremely good type combination. Quote, Fluttermane is one of the most threatening wall breakers in Ubers thanks to its incredibly powerful stab combination, near unrivaled speed that is boosted further under Sun, good coverage options, and great defensive typing. And on top of the meta, It's very trickstery in nature, mischievous, and being able to fly, go invisible, and float through walls, and being relatively small, it has a lot of inherent advantages over the others here. And then in the trading card game, its ability just straight up removes its opponent's abilities. Like, what? How sneaky and powerful. It's no wonder that in the games it is uber tier, the highest, aside from those so stupidly good they're just blanket banned. And it's in this tier that we also find Miraidon and Iron Bundle. Koraidon too, but its perceived alpha cocky attitude most fighting types have, along with other disadvantages, leads it to not being in our final four. I mean, dragon fighting, that is Fluttermane's dream opponent. Not to mention, Koraidon's main damaging move in the meta, Flare Blitz, damages itself. Fine for one-on-one fights, but not very good for long-term survival in a battle royale situation. Plus, compared to Koraidon, Miraidon has a lot more fan favor outside the meta. Being an actual bike and all, it's no wonder it's in Pokemon Unite now too. Plus, its electric typing would particularly help it against the other future paradoxes, being able to short-circuit them when looking at it from an anime or real battle lore perspective. But then, why did Miraidon not win? Well, in the meta, it's super good because of its particularly high speed and access to U-turn, but Iron...
I'm dead. Maybe I must have drank some 7-Up. That's why.
Iron Bundle is faster, and U-turn is useless in a free-for-all Royale setting. But speaking of Bundle, it's Ice-Water type, the Ice being super effective against Miraidon's Dragon, though Miraidon's Electric is good against Bundle's Water. But Bundle is faster, and depending on the builds, Bundle is known to one-hit KO Miraidon and Koraidon and more. Plus, in our chosen environment, a Blueberry Academy that floods, its typing gives it an advantage here too.
Whoa, I'm floating.
Plus, consider the rule of cool, or in its case, I guess the gilly of silly. Iron Bundle is very much the silliest Paradox Pokemon, giving it some comedic relief defensive options. It survives because it's funnier if it does that. But that all said, why is Screamtail in the top 4? Screamtail is...
You actually have a good question also. Like, why is it there? I thought it was not gonna be the lifestyle very long, but guess it was.
All said, why is Screamtail in the top 4? Screamtail is NU to PU tier in the meta, never used or piddlingly used, aka perfectly useless, aka PU stinky. It's not particularly noteworthy in the metagame at all. For everything it does, there are other Pokemon who do it better, so nobody uses it in competitive teams, but it's here because of the context outside the games. Jigglypuff is already a particularly beefy poof due to lots of Smash Bros and anime shenanigans, and Screamtail is even tougher. It's a billion-year-old squishy tank, and it's loud. Acoustic weapons are really just powerful speakers that send insanely loud and/or high/low frequency sounds to take down drones and computer systems. So in lore, Screamtail has the perfect counter to half of the combatants in the Battle Royale, boosting its survivability greatly. Specifically, a resonant sound at 140 decibels, which it can more than do, messes with gyroscopes, which would cause any drone or robot that uses them, which is most if not all, to suddenly become confused about which way is up, causing confusion and dizziness and missitude. That is a huge boon for our punk balloon. But Iron Hands now. Iron Hands is that other paradox used on the top 8 teams I mentioned, used by 5 of the top 8 champions. So why didn't it make it into the top 4? Well, its cards aren't particularly noteworthy. Amp you very much? Really? That's not even a pun. In the video games, Hands is a tank and a strong physical wall breaker. Literally. It's very fitting of a sumo wrestler. It's good in the games because it happens to work as a good counter to other non-paradoxes. But in a battle of speedy finalists, it really hurts to be the slowest paradox. Especially in a more anime-esque Royale setting, where being fast, small, or high in the air means you can dodge. Hands is none of these things.
Yeah.
So what about the Proto Beasts and Iron Swords? Well, while their stat totals are significantly higher than the other paradoxes, there's not much going for them, actually. None are particularly meta, and aside from a few being kinda big and heavy, none have things that help them much against the others. They are all slow compared to the final four, are either a dragon type, which is a disadvantage here, or are psychic type, which is a bit of a disadvantage here. But also, those three are robots, which against Screamtail and Miraidon is a big disadvantage. So I think all in all, while you could argue any of these four could have won, which is why we decided to have the final climactic battle be between the four of them, I think I can stand by the idea that Fluttermane would win ultimately, especially because it can just hide. You know, it's a really, really good killer. It's weak in its defenses, but in this particular setting, its defenses are going invisible or hiding in another dimension. So yeah, I'm confident in saying Fluttermane would win a battle royale. With these three, and maybe the rest of them on this list, having a decent chance too. But
That's
hey,
fair.
what was your favorite moment in the battle? Let me know down below, and if you want to know all of the deep lore about all of the Paradox Pokemon, we already covered all of that in a series of videos. They are linked here now. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more deep lore Pokemon knowledge,
link
facts,
description.
stuff, and never stop using your noggin.
For his channel. Oh. May? Okay, well, I expected like a jump scare or something. Alright. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Like, this was perfect. This was actually perfect. You know, it kind of makes sense. I mean, this whole thing about the whole paradox thing and, you know, the whole Screamtail about it. Like, I mean, I kind of sort of agreed with most things, but, like, at the same time, there were some few moments that were pretty tense, actually, to watch. So, in fact, this one actually worked as I expected, almost. So, yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, what do y'all think? Did your Paradox got it what it deserved? Or was it not? But anyways, guys and girls, I can't wake up at 1 because currently I'm doing this recording also currently in the morning, sort of, at least. But like at the same time, I you know what? I don't have nothing to reply anyways. You know what? It just was tier. Good tier. Now, however, what I'm excited about is the next battle royale, and I'm actually kind of, you know, I'm kind of interested in the pseudo legendary battle royale. Kind of want to know who is the best pseudo legendary. Kind of want to see that happen the next battle royale. But anyways, guys and girls, thank you guys for watching today's video. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke. Subscribe, like the video, check their channels, comment below and tell them this was an awesome video, and stay lucky out there.